Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another video. So this is my second take for this topic because right as I wanted to upload and release my latest video onto the World Wide Web, Games Workshop did something and everything I recorded and edited was for the garbage bin. Because I was ready to roll up my proverbial sleeves and give them a little bit of harsh love. Because we can love something and still be critical about it. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Metawatch. And I already said that I wanted to react to Rob the Honest Wargamer, but I recorded for a while and it is just too long and I will do it a little bit different in my upcoming videos. But I do recommend go watch his video. I will link it in the description box down below, but it takes 25 minutes for him to go to the article and another 25 minutes to start the video. The whole video is about 100 minutes. So half of it is just talking, but it is important talking. So everything he says is important. So Metawatch. Why should we, as the casual wargamer in the Games Workshop tabletop hobby, care about Metawatch? Because this kind of feels like it is aimed at the tournament player. It kinda is, but no, tournament players have their stats everywhere over the internet. There are dedicated stat pages for tournaments all over the internet, for AOS and 40k, of course. And yeah, so why is it important that Games Workshop does this? Why am I so excited about this as a casual player? And yes, I am a casual player. I haven't played a game this year, and the year is almost over. I'm sorry, brother. We will do it, I promise. I know he's watching this. So embarrassing that we haven't played, but yeah, that's life. But as I've said, why is this important? So with the Metawatch, Games Workshop is admitting that there is a problem, and with all of this will be a better game system for everyone, even though the stats are from tournaments. So let me digress a little bit in game development. And I don't mean tabletop game development, I mean video game development. There is content in almost every video game which is not catered for the casual player. I mean raids and MMOs. I mean very hard optional bosses in role-playing games. Extra hard levels in Super Mario, I don't know. There is always a niche content in video games catered to the hardcore player. And this is very important, also for the casual player. Because with this content, the game developers are able to fulfill their wildest dreams. Well, not their wildest dreams, but close. Because in MMOs, they are able to try mechanics which are not really possible with casual players, because it really needs coordination, it needs timing, it needs training for the players. It's self-explanatory. In other games, let's just say God of War, one of my favorite games, the Valkyries, are very hard optional bosses, and not everyone has beaten them. But I love those fights because they were something different. And you can see that in those types of content that the game is nuanced. In MMOs, the damage you deal to the boss deals to the tank, how much the value of healing from the healer, everything should be nuanced. And of course there are changes. Just ask the Final Fantasy XIV community right now with the Mechanist and his damage. Just look at my other example, God of War. Very nuanced battle. The last Valkyrie fight is incredibly hard, but so fulfilling. And this, now we're coming back to tabletop wargaming, is also very important because tournament players, the people who are playing tournaments for a living, yes, that is a thing, they do know how to use an army. They're looking at a battle tome, they're looking at a codex and see, that's how I play it. They see it and they immediately know how to do things. They know what is the purpose of a unit. Is this a hammer? Is this an anvil? Is this chaff? And so on and so on. With the help of the tournament players, the game devs, in this case the Games Workshop design team, can say, okay, this and that has to change. Again, why should we, the casuals, care about this? Well, because first of all, yes, we play for fun. We play with our friends, we like to talk about the armies, we like to theorize about, oh, how could this unit do, and how is this? We like to theory roll out dice. Well, at least I do. So when we play a game a month, a quarter, a year, we don't want to get steamrolled, we don't want to steamroll the other person. Some of us do, I don't know, I don't care. However, we want to spend time with our opponent. Now, with all of this, it is pretty easy to say, I don't care as a casual player. But as I've said, no one wants to get steamrolled or wants to steamroll. Because in the end, we're playing to have fun. And as long as we can throw dice and the game feels balanced, it's okay. It's great. Back then, when I was a Games Workshop employee, we had a player in our community. And every one of us was just a casual player. And the armies weren't really built for dealing the maximum amount of damage. And he had a White Scars army and a Camry army. All of them basically on wheels. His Camry army was only chariots. His White Scars were only bikes. It was a disaster for everyone who played against him. And we played against him because he was a lovely guy. And it was really fun to play with him because it was fun. However, after a while, everyone felt like, oh, he's winning. Because no one wanted to adjust their armies because of one player. Of course, everyone could do it, but why bother painting so many models just to counter one enemy, when the local meta played in a completely different way? So, coming back to Metawatch, there are pretty interesting things in the Metawatch article. So, last Thursday, the Warhammer community team posted the Metawatch, how the Warhammer Age of Sigmar team uses tournament data to balance the game. Pretty good stuff. This was the point I wanted to make a video, because each Monday various team members will arrive at the studio. No, it is Thursday the 6th of October, and there was no article, video whatsoever. I will come back to this later. So, the data. So, event tools are used. Okay, they are collecting the data with best cost pairings in Tabletop TO. However, there's also the stat center for Age of Sigmar. Then key terminologies are explained, which is really important. They are talking about this in the video, but internal balance is how every unit inside a book compares to each other. External balance is how are they comparing to other books. Win rates is how often do they win in tournaments. Inclusion rate is how often are certain units used in an army in a tournament. And margin of error is the one thing I disagree with. And I am not the only one. Because margin of error is we want a win rate of 50%. And Rob, the honest wargamer, is the one who basically saved Age of Sigmar back then, because Games Workshop hired him to do the stuff. And he said, I will do the quick route. 50% win rate is our goal. 45 to 55% is okay. That is the thing we want. So now the Warhammer community article says margin of error is okay, we have a 5% error rate. So 45% is in reality 50%. That is absolutely not true. In my line of work, in which I also work with data, that would be a death sentence for me, because I sign every paper I give out, and when I would say this, my boss would kick me in the face. 45% win rate means 45% win rate. There is no, oh yeah, it means 50%. No, I could never say that. Just imagine you have to go to the doctor and you need your medication. You need something for your sickness. And on the box says, oh yeah, we have a 5% margin of error. You don't want to see that. No. When your medication says this is in it, that has to be in it. You want to know that when you take your medication, will it work or will you die because you overdosed? Very harsh comparison, but yeah. Today they posted the Warhammer 40k Metawatch in awesome video, by the way, which they reference very smartly their Age of Sigmar counterpart video, and I suggest go watch both videos. It is very, very clear that for the 40k video they saw how the community reacted to the Age of Sigmar one, because the Age of Sigmar one, Matt Rose is a lovely guy. He has a background in game development, by the way, talks about all this stuff, and it is a little bit dry, so many casual players will be gone by the 5-minute mark he talks. And also Ben Geller is a sweetheart and I really love him in the battle reports. And with the 40k Metawatch we have, of course, our lovely Nick Baton, my fellow Ultramarine player, and Stu Black, the studio war boss of 40k. And as I've said, I have the impression that they saw how the community reacted to the first video, because this one is by far more dynamic and a little bit more enjoyable to watch. For me, this is very, very important, because the better the community feedback for this is, the better both games will become. And Age of Sigmar is at a very, very good point right now. It is incredible how well Age of Sigmar is at a point right now. If we just could update the models a little bit faster. So my fear is Games Workshop has a tendency of throwing away this kind of shows. And I'm really sad with the shows we lost. We had the 2 podcasts hosted by the wonderful Wade Price, and the one was Voxcast for 40k.
I'm Wade Price, and compassion is a sign of weakness. Joining me today on Voxcast are 2 very special guests to talk all about the design of the Adeptus Mechanicus, Darren Latham and Jez Googler. Hello, Darren and Jez, welcome back to Voxcast.
And Stormcast, haha, for Age of Sigmar.
Welcome to Stormcast, the official Warhammer Age of Sigmar podcast.
I'm Wade Price, and when I grew up, I want to be a Stormcast Eternal. Today, for the Stormcast podcast, I sat down with Jervis Johnson, the custodian of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar rules, to talk to him about his background writing rules for Games Workshop, the development of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar game, and what he most likes about the Warhammer hobby. Hi, Jervis.
Hi, Wade.
Thanks.
And those were wonderful. And we had some other stuff as well, which kinda got discontinued, and it really sucks. It is so sad for me to see those things gone. And now I want Metawatch to stay. However, for the Warhammer community page to give us the data does not mean that we should take off our foot from the pedal. It just means, cool, they're giving it to us and we have one place to look for it. However, I will still go to Best Coast Pairings and, well, the Honest Wargamer page and look for myself. Not only because the pages provide us with the army lists, which is pretty interesting, and you can keep track of the players. So this was kinda long, I'm sorry. However, I felt that this is important because I want, as I've said, Metawatch to stay. It will make a better game for everyone. So I will link both Metawatch videos and Rob the Honest Wargamers video in the description box down below. Go look at them, they're very good. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me to the end. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what your thoughts are on the Metawatch series. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff because hitting buttons is fun. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.